You step out of a subway station in a new city, right? Your phone battery is totally dead, and suddenly you are completely at the mercy of your physical environment.
It's a terrifying feeling.
It really is. Today, we're doing a deep dive into, well, a stack of ESL lesson plans, some interactive map games, and actual conversational transcripts.
Yeah, but our mission here isn't to just teach you basic English.
Right.
We really want to extract the psychological blueprint for wayfinding from these sources. Like, how does the English language actually structure space?
Exactly. So you can navigate anywhere without fear. And honestly, it is a really revealing lens.
It is, because when you look at how we teach non-native speakers to navigate, you start to realize that giving directions is not just a vocabulary quiz. I mean, it's this complex exercise in managing human cognition.
Right. And the foundation of that cognition is incredibly specific. The sources focus heavily on prepositions of place. You know, words like in, on, and at.
Right, the ones we just throw around automatically as native speakers.
Yeah, exactly. But these lesson plans, they break them down mechanically.
Well, because English treats physical reality differently, depending on the exact word you choose. It's almost like setting the zoom level on a GPS map.
Oh, wow. I love that analogy.
Yeah, so when you say you are in a city, the language treats the city as a container. Then you zoom in a level, and you are on a street. So the street is a flat surface.
Heard it.
And then you zoom in to the maximum level, and you are at an address. And the language treats that as a specific one-dimensional point.
Okay, see, that structural framing makes so much more sense to me than just memorizing grammar rules. But wait, to even use those prepositions, you have to actually initiate an interaction with someone.
Right, you have to go up and talk to a total stranger.
Exactly. And the materials constantly emphasize starting with, excuse me, followed by this really structured request like, could you tell me where the hotel is?
Yeah, it acts almost like a psychological bypass valve.
A cheat code. You aren't just being polite, right? You're signaling a harmless interruption to lower a local stranger's natural defenses.
Exactly. And once those defenses are lowered,
Yeah.
the person giving the directions has to follow this sort of unwritten social contract.
Right.
The ESL curricula, we reviewed stress that directions must be clear, concise, correct, and logical, which, sounds obvious, but it's directly tied to human working memory.
Because we can only remember so much at once, right?
Yeah, our brains can really only hold on to maybe 3 or 4 specific movement commands at a time. So vagueness like, somewhere over there, instantly overloads that memory capacity because it introduces all this guesswork.
So you really need those sharp imperative verbs like go straight, turn left, make a U-turn, or even transit questions like which bus should we take?
Exactly. And one of our sources is this interactive map game that actually drops learners into simulated versions of New York and Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, that one was cool.
Right. It forces them to process spatial markers under pressure, like take a left after the stadium.
But wait, I have to push back here for a second. Because this curriculum, I mean, it feels a bit sterile to me.
Sterile how?
Well, I get the theory, but in practice, locals do not speak in perfectly paced, concise bullet points. Like, if I'm lost in New York, a local is going to rapid fire a dozen landmarks at me while literally walking away.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Just look at the transcript we have with the travelers, Erica and Marco. The local just blasts them with turn left at the second light past the bank. How is knowing the dictionary definition of a U-turn supposed to help when the entire sentence sounds like one giant blurred word?
Right. Well, that is the crucial friction point. The real-world transcripts highlight that vocabulary alone totally fails without meta-communication.
Meta-communication.
Yeah, so when the incoming data is just way too fast, you have to seize control of the information flow.
Meaning you literally just interrupt them.
Essentially, yes. You explicitly ask them to slow down, and then you use this built-in error-checking mechanism. You repeat the route back to them.
Oh, so you say something like, so I turn left at the light. Is that right?
Yes. You force the locals' chaotic rapid-fire data back into the constraints of your own working memory.
Wow, so you're basically making them verbally debug their own directions.
Precisely. And the most critical piece of metacommunication the sources emphasize is asking for scale.
Like how far away it is.
Exactly. Always ask, how far is it on foot? Because a destination might only be 2 turns away, but if the distance between those turns is, say, 3 miles, your mental map needs to reflect that physical reality before you start walking.
That makes so much sense. So, mastering these linguistic structures isn't just about knowing the right words. It's really about confidently managing human interaction.
Right. It's about control.
Yeah, because when you understand the psychological zoom levels of prepositions and you learn how to sort of throttle a stranger's information flow, real-world exploration stops being so overwhelming.
Exactly. You stop being a passive victim of a confusing environment and you start actively co-creating a map with the people around you.
Which honestly brings up a fascinating final thought for me because we rely on these highly structured, cooperative linguistic tools to orient ourselves in the physical world. But with the GPS apps constantly whispering turn-by-turn directions directly into our ears, we rarely have to ask strangers for help anymore. So, are we slowly losing our innate human ability to communicate and visualize spatial directions? I mean, if satellites ever go down, will we even know how to ask each other where to go?